How's it going, guys? Skoks, Chicago Blackhawks Central. I am going to recap some of the most recent news, some of the Anton Frondel talk, where he's going to start the season, right? And we all think it's going to be on the Hawks, and it pretty much seems like that, but we'll get into that and some more news tidbits. And yeah, I got it lined up, so we'll get into it. And let me roll the intro really quick. All right, let's start off with the Hawks preseason schedule. It just dropped this morning from the Hawks, but I believe we did get a teaser of the schedule. Um, when was that? I think it was yesterday on Wednesday. So uh, good on some of the reporters. Yeah, and they leaked some of that schedule notes. But let's roll into it. So, of course, we are staying local in preseason once again with Detroit, St. Louis, the Wild, the three teams that we've been playing the last few years for the preseason. And, they changed their format to save the costs on travel. And it does make sense. And we'll start that off in September on the 23rd, 6 p.m. Blues on the 27th, Wild on the 28th of September, uh, and on the 30th of September back in Detroit. So a lot of hockey to get into for early fall. And obviously, training camp will be, when is that, late August or early September. So uh, it's always a lot of fun, and I get down to the Fifth Third Arena, get some clips. I'm not able to, uh, you know, uh, get get in the locker room or anything like that for credentials, but yeah, I try to cover as much as I can from the stands, and yeah, it's always a lot of fun. The last few years have been pretty high pace. Luke Richardson, I thought he ran practice very very well, but didn't really translate to the game, which we saw plenty of times. But October 3rd, again with Minnesota, and we are ending the preseason, our final preseason game, six total games, and that will be against the St. Louis Blues. Home and away, so three home games to start out, and then, or three away games to start out, and three home games to finish it out. So good on the Hawks for putting that out yesterday. Wasn't expecting it, but yeah. It seems like the Ice Hogs are also going to be releasing their full schedule today. It seems like around like 1 o'clock. So I will definitely repost that back on there once that news does come out. But I believe the home opener for this season will be on Saturday, October 11th, versus the Milwaukee Admirals. And obviously, the team that knocked out the Ice Hogs in the playoffs not too long ago. So that will be October 11th, the home opener at the BMO Harris for Rockford. Yeah, so hockey is getting closer and still a ways away, but it's nice to see some of the schedule get leaked. Yeah, so Ben Pope had it out here yesterday on the preseason schedule. Just looking at Team USA for their World Junior Summer Showcase. I believe the only Hawks prospect on here this year, let's see, for the invites, the 42 invites, AJ Spellacy will be invited back. So Hawks prospect, very high on him. He stuck around last preseason for quite a while. I love his game. Has good size, and yeah, I think we could see him sooner rather than later. Hopefully at the end of the year, and then maybe into next year. I think that would be awesome. Let's see who else is on Team USA. The summer showcase. Trevor Connolly from last year's draft, Cole Eiserman, James Hagens this year's draft, Will Horkov. So definitely a pretty solid lineup here. Riker Lee, I believe, from the Chicago area. as well. Who else? Let's see here. Teddy Stiga will be there. Colin Potter from this year's draft. Shane Van Sagi and Brody Zemer. Cool stuff. EJ Emery, the right-handed defenseman from last year's draft. Blake Fiddler from this year. Logan Hensler, once again. Cole Hudson. John Whipple. Adam Kleber. Very cool. Goalies I'm not familiar with, but it seems like Trey Augustine is, he's done with all of his USA stuff. Yeah, because he's been in a lot of stuff and does not seem eligible anymore. But yeah, nice to see some new faces on that lineup and one Hawks prospect. Vlasic seems like he's hanging around the social media department, helping out. And quick shout out to the Fifth Third Arena. I actually did this as a kid. The Robbie Glantz power skating, basically just a clinic, a skating clinic working on your speed and power. A whole lot of coaches, lot of a lot of players show up for that, and yeah, it's pretty fun. You work with like bungees, and you just like shoot across the ice, and they try to pull you back with the bungee. It's pretty crazy, but they still have that original logo, the Robbie Glantz logo, and I believe I had a black jersey with this logo, and yeah, pretty sick stuff. But the dates for that are July 21st through the 23rd, the clinic. So yeah, if you're interested, then check that out on the Fifth Third Arena site or on the Robbie Glantz registration. Scott Powers put out an article just recently. Some of the stuff on Soderblom and his arbitration. I don't suspect there being any issue with that. It's not going to be a whole ton, so we'll see what happens with Sodi here in arbitration for his contract. Elliot Friedman put out the pretty much the talking point of, a potential trade would be Isaac Howard from the Tampa Bay Lightning, but Edmonton, they make a jump at him with Sam O'Reilly. So they are making a one-for-one prospect for prospect trade. Cool for the Oilers. They definitely need someone that can step in. Sam O'Reilly, talented prospect. We'll see how that works out for them, but Isaac Howard is off the board. I know that was a major talking point. It got a little much at times, but it is what it is. But he is off the board now. Tyler Johnson, Hawks legend, didn't really like being here, but yeah, he has retired from the NHL, and that's official now. Cam Robinson from the Elite Prospects. He broke the news on Gavin McKenna. He's going to commit to Penn State University for the 2025-26 season. Big news. I kind of felt like that's where it was leaning. We heard some Michigan State talk, but I think I was hearing most of Penn State. So good to see that. Riz, once again, puts out a clip from Levshinov training in the summer. Skating is immaculate. Stick handling, awesome. So keep on working on that stuff during the summer for Levshinov. Rockford Ice Hogs, they make a few signings for the roster. Seems like a few younger guys, so it's nice to see. We've signed forwards Harrison Israels and Jamie Engelbert, as well as goaltender Owen Flores through a one-year AHL contract. I'm all for just getting new talent in the door, constantly churning the roster, getting younger talent, right? There's always potential with some of those guys, so love to see that as well. And I guess we could get into some of the talk with Anton Frondel and where he's going to start the 25 season. In my opinion, I think he's going to, stick out through training camp, and I think they will give him a few games to start the season. I don't think he's going to stick here the whole year, but would I like to see him stick around the whole year? I think I would, just from his experience overseas and his size and skill experience. I do think he can handle it. whether it's at center or on the wing. We'll see where that shakes out. But Scott Powers predicts that he'll be the 1C on opening night. So that's exciting. That's cool. We'll see what happens throughout the training camp and preseason. Definitely has to impress to stick here for the season or just to get a few games at the beginning. But I think he'll end up playing out the season in Sweden, but hopefully gets a few games to start the regular season. So that would be very, very cool. And as I mentioned earlier, Soderblom will be uh, working out the contract with arbitration. So not expecting too many issues with that. Not a whole ton of news from this week, guys. The prospects were at Lake Michigan, just downtown, playing some beach volleyball, having a blast. Anton, AJ, and Vaclav over there. I believe who else was hanging out? Not a whole ton, guys. Were playing volleyball this week or last week, right? But it seems like they had a blast, and I mean, it's always a blast. Just hanging out like that, like all prospects. They don't have to get on the ice; they could just come here and chill, meet new faces, get to know the team. Right? That's awesome to see. Also, I would like to see them get on the ice. Like I mentioned last time for uh, the what's it called? The development camp, right? I would like to see them get on the ice at some point, right? But that's not how it's rolling right now, and that's completely fine. But yeah, Sasha Boisvert, he will be invited to Hockey Canada for the World Junior Summer Showcase, and I believe I mentioned it last time as well. But yeah, not a whole ton from this week, and we'll be back soon just to wrap up some other news. I am expecting some news this week. Just have a weird feeling about it, whether it's for a depth free agent or something weird going on with the Hawks schedule. But we'll be back soon, and yeah, we'll see you then. Let's go Hawks.